Hello and welcome to this Miradi tutorial in which I'll describe how to answer question 8. Are you using progress and measures information to adapt, and are you sharing project information with key audiences by using the new Miradi Share Mapping features? Before we get started, make sure to set the video to HD for best playback quality, and also check out the other videos in this playlist that will help you answer each of these questions. You'll find the links to the playlist in the video description below. This is the third of 3 Miradi Share videos in this playlist. The first one looked at project level reports, the second one looked at program level reports. In this video, we'll look at the brand new mapping features of Miradi Share. Anyone can create project level maps in Miradi Share in the community library, which is where I am right now. If you have an organizational program license, you can also create program maps, which you would access under Explore Program and select Program Map. I'm going to deliver this video in the community library using a project everyone can access, the marine example. But I'm going to temporarily switch to the Nature Conservancy program to show you 2 features of the program level mapping capabilities of Miradi Share. So I'll switch over there now. First, you can convey the overall scope of the organization's work. Here you're seeing the 72 countries shaded gray where TNC is involved in some capacity. Second, you can display portfolios of projects on the map to convey where projects are located and then link directly to these records. For example, I'm zoomed into the North America continent and I'm going to turn on this left-hand mapping panel. You can see that I've got a set of North America regional priority projects displayed. I'm going to hide that and turn the labels on. Then I could go to one of these projects, for example, the Everglades whole system, and I could get directly to this project record by clicking on that link. For the rest of the mapping demo, I'm going to return to the community library and work on the marine example. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to view and create project level maps. You'll see how to use mapping features to create and edit polygons, lines, and points, as well as import existing shapefiles. You need to start by uploading a Miradi project with some mappable factors, things like targets, threats, and strategies to Miradi Share. In this demo, I'm looking at the marine example project that comes shipped with Miradi Desktop. I'll show how to edit maps in Miradi Share in a few minutes, but first I want to show you how to view a map. Use the Explore pull-down menu and click on Project Map. On the left side of the screen, you'll see a panel that has all of the different mappable factors. You toggle the display of these factors on or off by clicking on the eye icon. So I've turned the boundary layer on right now, turning it off, turning off the shark layer, turning it back on. I can switch to a full screen view of the map by clicking on the full screen icon. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I can either use these controls or I can use a zoom control on a mouse. You can turn off the left map panel by clicking on this icon at the top, and you can turn it back on by clicking on the same icon. You can identify any of the map items by clicking on the map. So if I click here, you'll see that this is the direct threat of introduced predators, rats. There's also a label feature that you can turn on or off over here in the menu. The labels for this map don't show up well on top of the satellite imagery, so this is a good time to show you the other base map options. We're on satellite now. If I click on street, you'll see a background that normally will have roads and cities, but this is an island in the Pacific with no roads or cities, so you don't see them here. There's also a topographic map option and then a grayscale option when you need just a plain background. The labels are helpful when you want to take a screenshot of a map to include in a report, but generally I leave them off. The labels also won't be displayed when you zoom out, just to not clutter up the map. I'm going to switch back to the satellite boundary and show you an example of point data by turning on the diver and anchor damage. Okay, I'm going to switch now from map viewing to map editing. I'm going to return to the regular Miradi Share screen, and now I'm going to use the Edit pull down and click on Edit Project Map. I'm going to return to the full screen view, and then I'm going to zoom in to a portion of the northern island here where we can see the beach area. To add a new map feature, you need to click on the plus icon next to the factor name. So I'm going to map the spatial extent of the medium clam nested target. So I'll turn that on. You'll see a little mapping control will show up in the top right. I'll first demonstrate a simple polygon by adding a rectangle. So I'll click on Add a Rectangle, and then I'll simply left mouse click and drag the mouse to form a rectangle. The rectangle is already saved. If I wanted to edit it, I could click on Edit an Existing Shape, and then I could grab one of these controls and make it bigger or smaller, or change the dimensions, and then save to save those edits. To remove a shape, I would click on the Remove an Existing Shape option, click on the item to make it go away, and then click on Save. Next, I'll demonstrate one of the most common mapping shapes, a polygon, by clicking on Add a Polygon. And then I'll start left-clicking with the mouse, and I'm just going to draw around the perimeter here. I'm going to include a section of the forest because I want to show you how to edit the polygon here in just a moment. And I'll just continue around the side, and then when I'm done, I'll click on the first point to complete the polygon. To edit the polygon, I'll click on Edit, and you'll see vertices that give me edit options. I can drag any of the bright square vertices to new locations. If I need to create additional vertices to better define edges, I can click on any of the gray squares, and you'll see additional vertices that will pop up on either side. If I want to delete a vertex, I can click on it. You can see how I can easily adjust the boundaries here. When I'm done, I'll click on Save. Adding points and lines is even simpler. Let me demonstrate by adding a point. I'm going to turn off the editing of the clams layer. I'm going to turn on the diver and anchor damage and click on the edit icon. And that's going to zoom out to show me the extent of that layer. The points are called markers in the legend, so I'll click on Add a New Marker. We'll put another anchor damage spot right here. To remove a single existing shape, I can click on it, and I'll save that. If I want to remove all existing shapes, it will only remove them for the layer that's being edited right now. So if I click on Remove All Existing Shapes, all of those points will be deleted, but I can cancel that because I don't want to delete them. So those are the simple ways to add and edit map shapes in the Miradi Share Mapping program. I'm going to leave the full screen view because what I want to point out is the link to the mapping tutorial, which you can see right here. This tutorial includes some additional mapping capabilities, including copying shapes from one factor type to another and importing shape files from other GIS programs. Check out this mapping tutorial to learn about these capabilities. This was the third of 3 Miradi Share videos in the Miradi Basics playlist. First 2 looked at project level and program level reports, and now you've seen the newest addition to Miradi Share, the spatial mapping capabilities. Nearly every element of our conservation project work has a spatial dimension. We've wanted to create the mapping capability for many years, and we're really excited to now have this capability in Miradi Share. The next and final video in the playlist describes the Miradi Companion tool with examples of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint reports created automatically from Miradi data. Click on the thumbnail to view the Miradi Companion video.